Hello, everyone. This is One Hemisphere Counseling. I'm Naama. I'm a clinical psychotherapist and also a natural medicine practitioner. I'm also a content creator and an artist, and what I enjoy most in life is blending all of my passions into one throughout my daily life and my clinic, jolting up my clients' lives with creativity. So, these past few weeks, we've all been affected by the outburst of coronavirus, changing our lives from one side to another. Many of us are quarantined and under lots of strain and pressure. And hence, I've been called by my client to create these videos for you and give a few guidelines around stress and also offer you meditation. So, stress is mainly focused on three areas these days. The first being immunity. What is my immunity telling me? What is this virus? Am I strong enough? Would I be able to protect myself, protect my loved ones, protect my family? How dangerous is it? Second being, how is this affecting our finances and economy? Am I going to be able to support myself? Third being, fear of the unknown, basically connected to both one and two. How long is this going to last? How long am I going to be in quarantine? Is the world as I know it ever going to come back to the same way it was? Basically, all these thoughts come from a very vital and good place in our brain, asking questions like a problem that's trying to look for a solution. The brain thinks that if it brings the problems onto consciousness again and again, we're actually going to be able to solve it. So, whether you know it or not, most of us are obsessing around these existential questions all the time now, asking ourselves over and over and over again what's going to happen, feeding into the media frenzy, reading things again and again, as though we're going to get some sort of coherent answer that's going to calm down our brain. So, fear is actually a very, very natural feeling, and when it comes up we should embrace it and ask that's what it's trying to point. Usually fears tries to point out a question just like this: am I safe? What's going to happen? And actually asking you for some sort of reassurance. Or it could be pointing out to something that we don't like and we'd like to change. So far so good. As long as it's contained as fear, we should embrace these feelings and try to tend to them. The problem is that many times fears turns into stress or panic, and now panic is a completely different pandemic. If we've got the coronavirus on one hand, the pandemic of panic is way more dangerous than any other virus on earth because it's enormously and tremendously contagious, and it actually affects our mood and, believe it or not, also our immunity, because when we are stressed and fears, we're actually basically running down our adrenal glands in our brain, making ourselves way more susceptible and compromised throughout our immune system. So, what can we do to reduce stress? First of all, remember that stress and panics are a behavior. They're actually not an emotion, whereas fear is an emotion that we can address. And stress is actually something that's taking overboard, that's taking control, a behavior that we late overlap and come into all those areas of our lives. Basically, universe has been here before and will probably outlive most of us or all of us, and has all sorts of resources and answers to all of these questions. Universe has always been a very, very creative place, and the issue is that we're very, very used to looking for solutions in the places that we know. Our brain is a habitual creature and used to basically habits and forms, ways that we've adjusted ourselves to live in all of our life. So it's very, very strange for us to adjust to these new matters, to address our families, our friends, our relatives from afar, keeping distance, having new measures towards hygiene, which is medical hygiene, a completely different form of hygiene, living in uncertainty. So our brain is really giving up a fight. And one of the main reasons that we're feeling stress is that we're fighting what's happening. Now, regardless of where this is coming, who controlled this world pandemic, who's in charge, what's going on, not coming to terms with the actual situation is basically a pandemic, because as long as there's resistance in accepting what is, whether we like it or not, none of us love it. I mean, I personally myself had to cancel flights, engagements, workshops. I'm not happy about that. And those of you who knows me knows that I'm a frenetic traveler. So for me, that was really, really a biggie. But as long as we hold on to resistance, we wouldn't be able to have the calm to even understand, bring any peace to our brains, and actually enhance our immunity. So we have to remember that calmness brings us an option of actually tapping in to ideas, tapping into the universe and bringing solutions forth in means of how can I be creative enough to actually make a business online at this time? How can I reach out? How can I help relatives? And believe me, there are so many ways to deal with it, as long as we come to terms that this is the situation now, and for one reason or another, regardless of what started it, who started it, what's going on behind the scenes, we're all in this ship together. There is some sort of consciousness leap, there's some sort of a connectivity of our subconscious that puts us in a standstill. And we're also used to doing that the minute we're in being and there's the silence, we're in complete panic. It's almost like, oh my God, I can't follow my regular routines. What am I going to do? I'm going to die. And this is basically what needs to be addressed, because as we realize it, and the first step is really to come to terms with it, this is when calmness can penetrate our cells and basically allow us to see what's the next logical step to do. So yes, we should always be cautious and see how to protect ourselves, follow the rules as long as the virus goes, and what the ministries of health are asking us to do, whether we like it or not, because this is all our boat. But then the next thing to do is allowing all of this inspiration and creativity to come in and show us the rest of the way. So if you've enjoyed this video, please press the like button and the bell notification. I'm going to be here soon again and offer you some free meditation, sending you all love and more tips ahead regarding dealing with stress. Bye. Keep safe.